Welcome to the topic where we're reacting to whatever's popping. Heightened senses. Let's get into the video.
Okay, so basically, heightened senses might have mentioned, and I'm gonna start getting into all of this stuff that we be watching because nobody's breaking it down, nobody's reacting to it. So I'm gonna start reacting to it because we need to start understanding shit a little better. So let's get into this. Shouts to the brother, young elder. Go like, follow him, do what you want. I'm gonna react to what's going on to this stuff.
Charles P. Winston, Young Elders Butler, a regularly featured guest on the Young Elders channel about extraterrestrials. I have years of research into the ancient astronauts and ancient technology from your distant past and future. Over 30 ancient cultures reference interaction with physical beings they considered to be gods. Modern archaeology considers these stories to be myth. We will discover the alliance of four great races in this amazing video. Okay? Let's unravel the mysteries of the alliance of four great races, our galactic protectors. First, we have the ancients, also known as the Rizkians, Najaru, Elohim, Neteru, and Anunnaki. These beings were the architects of the universe, creating stargates that connected the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxies. They even developed a universal language to ensure communication across the cosmos. Next, let's meet the blue avian bird race. Renowned for their superior ships, they played a crucial role in curbing the influence of the reptilians. However, as their physical decline set in and the threat of robot AI persisted, their control over the reptilians waned. In their later years, the blue avians managed to maintain a fragile peace, trading on the threat alone. Now, onto the feline race. These beings, with the strength and agility of lions, brought a unique blend of wisdom and power to the alliance. Their keen sense...
These are the lion race. This is where you get beings such as Basset and Sekhmet from. Beings like this. This is where they come from, you know?
And strategic minds were invaluable in maintaining galactic order. Lastly, we have the Centaurians. Half man, half ox, these beings embodied strength and resilience. As the guardians of the galaxy, they stood firm against threats, ensuring the safety of all. Interestingly, the alliance of these four great races is mentioned in the Bible. Revelation 4:6-8 describes four beasts surrounding God's throne, a lion representing the feline race, a calf or ox symbolizing the Centaurians, a being with a face like a man, which are the Rizkians, Najaru, Elohim, Neteru, and Anunnaki, and lastly, a flying eagle representing the blue avians. These beings akin to angels.
Now, it was in Revelations, and it was also in Ezekiel, the vision of Ezekiel, when he's seen the beast with the faces. It was the same thing. It's the same correlate. It's all symbols. It's all speaking to you in symbols, so you have to understand it and recognize it in symbols. Never mind the story. The story is for people who just want to follow stories, but the symbols is for people with insight, so you have to follow the symbols, right? So in Ezekiel's will, when he's seen the beast, it's the same thing. You can correlate it if you know Egyptian history, then you understand it and you can put two and two together. It's really not hard. Just, you got to read, you got to study.
With the cherubim guarding the heavens. Revelation 4. 4 also mentions the 24 elders, the Nibiru Council, the 24 governors clad in white raiment with crowns of gold. This council played a pivotal role in the governance and advancement of the universe. The Rizkians, one of the most advanced races, were instrumental in the technological progress of the Milky Way. Their creations, including the stargates, were beyond anything Earth had ever seen, long before humanity even evolved. Next time you gaze at the stars, remember the alliance of four great races. These galactic protectors ensured the harmony and advancement of our galaxy, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire. The Protected Planet Treaty. These four races formed the Protected Planet Treaty. The Protected Planets Treaty, known also as the Najaru and Blue Avians Treaty, was an intergalactic agreement between the Nibiru High Council and Reptilian Empire. The treaty ensures that certain planets remain free from draconian reptilian oppression. The disagreeable reptilians view it as simply recognizing that the humanity exists solely to serve as hosts and slaves for them. The reptilians are expected to enforce the treaty on all of their subjects. In turn, the Anunnaki may not use their technology to advance a race living on one of the planets, even to prevent a natural disaster. Limits are also placed on the development of the populations of the planet to prevent them from becoming a threat to the reptilians. Definition of threat rests solely with the High Council of Reptilians Lords. In case of disputed claim to treaty violation, a commission of inquiry would assemble to look into the matter. The commission will include an equal number of Anunnaki and reptilians. As of 2024, there were 59 planets under the protection of the treaty. Treaty Law Section 326 states that no human planet will be allowed to advance technologically to a point where they may become a threat to the reptilians. Subsection 42 states that the people on the planets cannot be artificially advanced through Anunnaki technological means.
I wanted to pause it right there because I want you to understand this, that they're saying artificially advanced. You can't be artificially advanced. You can't be artificially employed, but you can be naturally, organically advanced to where you become a threat, to where you become, or whatever you want to call it, to where you become a problem. You can become artificially by plugging in with the planet, grounding, things of that nature, things that people have been talking about, really plugging in and really getting in tune naturally, organically. Now this artificial, trying to do it through machines and all that, it's not happening. You got to do it spiritually. You're not doing it artificially. So that's what they're talking about there. At least that's what I feel like they're talking about. I could be wrong.
This prevented the Anunnaki from interfering in natural disasters, and use of their technology in such circumstances would nullify the treaty entirely. The reptilians have attempted to circumvent the Protected Planets Treaty on a number of occasions to launch attacks against Earth. One time, when a meteorite whose mass was 40% pure Naquada was dragged into the solar system by the draconian reptilians and set on a collision course with Earth. Knowing that the Earth humans would attempt to stop it with a nuclear warhead, such an attempt would cause an explosion equal to that in force of a small supernova, with enough energy to set the atmosphere of Earth on fire and boil the oceans, while also aware that the Greys, by way of the Anunnaki, under the terms of the treaty, would not be able to intervene to prevent what would simply appear to be a natural disaster. Many attempts to invade Earth have been made but were unsuccessful. The reptilians figure out a new way of infiltration, breed with the Earth humans to create hybrid children they could control as puppets. Blue avians are high vibrational galactic beings who vibrate at the 5th, 9th dimension or density. There are several types of blue avians. They are from the planet Kyr, which is no longer in this dimension but is in some other dimensions outside our time. They have some of the most advanced technology in the galaxy. They are tasked with helping Earth for ascension at this time. I have talked to several of these amazing beings. Blue avians resemble storks with blue feathers. They are very kind and helpful. They have no egos and only want our best and highest good. They have no agenda except to help us with ascension. Blue avians are tall, stork-like beings, but they are humanoid. They have blue feathers, and their faces are eagle-like. They aren't always male or female, but can be gender neutral. But they are fine with you associating the softer energy avians with being female.
I wanted to pause it right there because I want you to understand that they say that these beings that they're talking about, they also have seeds where they planted souls into these beings' bodies. Humans, this is just a body. This is just a shell. This is just a shell for certain souls, for different souls, different beings. You can be a blue avian, you can be of Lyran, you can be of, you have to figure out what your soul is. Certain people who come from these certain genetic bloodlines, they carry traits. The avians, they might have bird traits. The Lyrans, they might have cat traits, and so forth and so on. It's just, you can see it, you just got to know what to look for.
Bother them. The feline beings are a real race of benevolent and malevolent humanoid feline aliens originating from the planets Lyra and Avion in the Vega system, 25 light-years from Earth, but also have colonized countless other planets, including some orbiting Sirius and Merope. The feline have a similar appearance to Earth's big cats, including lions, tigers and leopards, but stand on 2 legs. Although they can revert to 4 and have grasping fingers, they no longer hunt and now only eat meat grown in labs. The feline are able to speak human languages, but have difficulty pronouncing some sounds. These felines have the ability to communicate telepathically, like most allegedly real alien species. They are bipedal and quadrupedal as it suits them. They have a slightly different spine and hips to regular big cats, which allows them to walk and spend a lot of time upright, although they are slower this way. For speed or strength, they do go down on all 4s. A domestic cat can develop hernias if it is forced for a long time in an upright position, but feline beings don't have this problem. Like Earth big cats, they give live birth to a litter, usually of 2 to 3 cubs. Their offspring are corrected to walk upright, because otherwise they would only stay on all 4s, as it is the most comfortable. The Centaur, also called the Centaurians, are a group of aliens from the Taurus star system, which is about 490 light-years from Earth. These beings go back about 70 billion years. At first there was only ungulates, mammals with hooves in this star system. They were created as a pet race by the Rizkians. The primate, in zoology, any mammal of the group that includes the lemurs, lorises, tarsiers, monkeys, apes and humans. The centaur can get from 3 feet to 18 feet tall and could weigh as much as 1,800 pounds. There are different types. Some are bipedal and walk upright like humans. The upper half of their bodies resemble a muscular man with horns. The lower half of their bodies resemble a horse with a long tail. Some are half man, half goat, half man, half bull, and etc. Centaur eyes are entirely white, and they range in color just like the horses, cows, deers, and ox on your planet. The female centaurs are called...
Hold on. I had to pause that, which is crazy because when you look into the horses, deers, cows, and oxes, and you look at their eyes, it almost looks human. You look at them shit like it's something going on. They know there's some type of intelligence in them, but who knows?
Centaurides or Centauruses. The Rizkians were a race of advanced humans who created the Stargate network and seeded life in the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxies. The Rizkians were originally from the galaxy Detra, who left their home galaxy for the Milky Way. The Rizkians were considered the most advanced race in history, with technology that was far ahead of other races. The Rizkians created the Stargate network, which they were known as the builders of roads for. The Rizkians were nearly destroyed after a war with the reptilians, a race that was created and evolved by Mother Hubur in the Milky Way. Many of the Rizkians who survived the war ascended to a higher plane of existence, shedding their physical form. The Rizkians' influence is still felt today through their technology and knowledge, which the children of the Neteru, Nadjaru or Natauri people have used to protect galaxies. These 4 races can be all classified as Anunnaki, angels, gods, or the Elohim. A repository of knowledge, also known as an archive of knowledge and as a downloading device, was a device created by the Anunnaki just before they ascended to hold massive amounts of information. Repositories of knowledge are libraries that download the entire knowledge bank of the Anunnaki into the brain of a person. However, the knowledge is far too vast for the human brain to comprehend at its current evolutionary level. So much so that the mind of the person exposed to the data within will slowly degrade after being exposed, until the brain can no longer function. Each repository possesses an interface that allows it to transfer knowledge directly into the mind of the user. Once the interface has established a direct link to the mind of the recipient, the device downloads all of the knowledge contained within. The entire process...
So this is basically talking about this. This is basically like what the Matrix was talking about. When he plugged up, he was able to download all the information, any type of fighting style, any type of shooting style, any type of anything he wanted, he just downloaded it in. Talking about that. That's what they was talking about.
Takes a few seconds and likely drains a large amount of power. The interface itself consists of a metallic circle with a dark window in the center. When activated, the device extends to encompass the user's head while the knowledge is transferred, although there have been cases where the device does not grip the head. This repository of knowledge had different keys made of crystals. These keys had knowledge on them, the me key, or tablets, which were tiny flop disk made from brown japer, amphibole, and pearls. They were used by the higher-up, like Enki and Enlil, tiny crystal encoded with formulas for all aspects of science and civilization. Glory be to the one appointed who is called in tones Anu, and on earth LLO, known to many by different tides, and the best of which is known to you Ansars as Allah, in which he is 36 degrees of the physical world, and the light of this heaven and earth, in which he is also. You should know that eventually the time will come when these supreme beings, Anunnaki.
And when it comes to you hearing things like Allah and things like that, people be like, "Oh, I can't do it because I don't know who Allah is." It's just a name. It's just a title. It's a title based on dialect. A title based on your basically how you speak. You know what I mean? So it's basically like this. It's basically based on your language, you know. Allah just means God. It means the God. The Allah, God. You know, that's what it means in Arabic. Christians over in the Middle East call God Allah. You know, people be so caught up over here on the fact that I don't know Allah. I praise God. It's the same thing. Same talk. It's the same. Jesus spoke in Aramaic when he spoke. When he spoke God's name, he said Allah. Look it up. Do your research. He said Allah. So if you really want to say what Jesus or what Esau was saying, you're going to say Allah. It's real close to Allah. It's more closer to his name than God. What revelation came out with the word God? Would show me a revelation by a real right prophet where it was saying God. It was always a name. It was always something different. Let's go. Let's keep it going though.
Have to descend upon this planet Earth, Chi, in order to guide the inhabitants back towards their home, in and beyond the stars, thereby helping them to become once again the supreme beings of the pure green light ethereal energy that they once were. But first one must be sent to prepare a way, and that one is Meselef, Yanun, who is the angel Michael. For once humans became rulers over the planet Earth, you gradually forgot that your purpose in life was to gain your way back towards the highest, who is Elyon El.
I want to say this. You forgot why. Because it was taken out of the knowledge. It was taken out of the way of life that reincarnation is a thing. Reincarnation been a thing. It's a well-known thing. We keep coming back. We keep coming back. We keep coming back. You know, certain people that know people, or people that be in places, they knew that. They do know that. They know who you are through lifetimes. They know who we are through lifetimes. They track it. They follow it. They watch it. They clock it. You know, you got to really do your own inner searching to figure out what's going on. But it's a story. It's a marathon. And it still continues. You know, heightened senses. We're going to keep reacting to all this. Figuring it out. Deciding what it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be.
Started, and the hard pickup will begin in 2030, and we last until 2043. This is when the vortex will reopen and Nibiru will be out of reach for another 3,600 years. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep looking up.